Okay, hey, what's up? So I did a lot of Black Friday shopping, I guess you can call it that. So like every year I buy a bunch of Blu-rays and whatnot, and I not only do I never watch them, but I never redeem the digital code, so they kind of go to waste. So I figured I'll go ahead and just give the codes away. So if anyone's interested, get some free movies. So let's see. I bought a bunch of stuff, like $300 worth of stuff. Complete waste of money, especially considering uh, I got a car, so I have to make payments on. So not the best of decisions, but I did it anyway. So first up, I guess, is a Happy Death Day to You. Now I opened some of these already because I did a recording of this a few days ago. Then I was like, I might as well wait until I get more stuff because I had stuff still arriving. I think I have one or two DVDs still arriving, but who cares? So I tried to find the Happy Death Day one. I bought it a while ago, but I couldn't find it, so I really need to organize. But here's this code, if you want it. Hopefully that's coming through clearly. Okay, that's universal. All right. Now this one, I don't know if you can redeem because it's kind of weird, but it's a John Wick 3 because it doesn't have like a straight code. It has like a symbol. So I don't know. Maybe if you can position your phone quite right, you can get that. I don't know. I don't know how you redeem that. You're supposed to get an app, the Lionsgate app, so I guess you can try that. Overlord is next. I got kind of bummed out because I actually bought this twice because I bought it, then I forgot that I bought it, so I bought it again. And then when I went I checked out Best Buy like one day, and they had like the 4K version for only like a couple of dollars more. So I was like, damn it, I should have gotten that. This is Overlord from Paramount. All right. I'm gonna hold on to that other copy in case I have a stocking stuffer or something I need to give away. Now this code might not be good because this movie came out a while ago, but you can try it. So Get Out. Right there. Pretty darn good movie. I almost didn't watch this movie because when I first saw the trailer for it, I thought it was a joke. And then the subject matter was kind of iffy, so I didn't really know how they were going to approach it. So I didn't go see it in theaters. But I eventually saw it. It was a fantastic movie. So I recommend that. Next, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This is the only thing that I bought at Walmart. So I didn't know that they had such good deals on stuff, and it wasn't until like Sunday that I actually went and checked it out. And they pretty much everything good was gone. Wait, is that the right side? No, that's something else. Okay, this side. Yeah, okay. Because this is another one where you need a barcode. I guess that's the trend now. Well, I guess it's two different ways, alright? So there's that. A QR code, sorry. Now this one is a strange get. Men in Black International. A lot of people are trashing this movie. I haven't seen it. I almost bought the Men in Black trilogy, but I figured I'm not really in the mood to watch all the Men in Black again anytime soon. Especially since I only like the first one. But maybe one of these days. Okay. Now we have Saw. Actually, I need a saw to open this. Hold on. Don't mind the dirty knife. So this is one of the ones that didn't show up until like a day or two afterwards. I just cut my whatever. Anyway, get this off. I've only seen the first three. I think it was supposed to end after 3 or 4 movies, and then they just kept going. I was like, okay, that's enough for me. Not really into the torture porn stuff, but maybe I'll watch the rest of these. My oldest brother seemed to be a big fan of these movies, so maybe he might like it, even if I don't. Okay, I'm gonna save the anime for last. Okay, so we got Us. This is Jordan Peele's other movie. This movie is also pretty good, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's one of those things where I watched it, and I liked it, and then I started to think about the logistics of everything that happens in the movie, and I was like, that doesn't. How do they get? Uh, okay, whatever. So it's like fun watch. Just don't think about it. Kind of like Hideo Kojima, if he knew how to edit. So this one is Straight Outta Compton. I haven't seen this movie. I was kind of apprehensive about getting this movie too because I don't really appreciate the culture that it represents, but I do like some Ice Cube. So went ahead and got this. I didn't see it in theaters, so hopefully it's a good movie. I heard good things about it, so I'm sure it'll be fine at the very least. I'm not sure how true to life it is. I know Mr. Dre has some issues due to this movie being made. Next up is Hellboy. This is the new Hellboy, not the old one. Now, I might be a contrarian here, but I did not like the first two Hellboy movies, so people really crapped all over this one, but I'm assuming I'm going to like this because I didn't like the other Hellboy movies, and I like Mila Jovovich, so that's a plus as well. Okay. Murder on the Orient Express. Now this is kind of more of like a movie for my dad. I think when this came out around the holidays, I was considering going and seeing it with my dad, but it wasn't playing in his hometown. It's a pretty small town, so I just never got around to watching it. So I'm actually interested in checking this one out. So there's sometimes when you buy movies and you're like, I'm never going to watch that, but it's on sale, so I'm going to buy it anyway. And then there are other movies like that where it's like, I will watch that film. Glass. I actually haven't seen Split. I own that too. Now I can finally watch everything. Now people were pretty down on this movie, but I don't know. It looked kind of dumb from the trailer, so I was like, kind of should know what to get. Okay, a few more over here. This one just, oh damn it. This just came in, but I don't see anything about digital up here, so there's probably no digital code, but let me check. Now the Transformer movies, that's an issue for me. I saw the first one. That's one of those ruin your childhood type movies where it's like, oh my god, the Transformers are pissing on people. Optimus Prime is saying my bad and all this other stuff. So I only watched the first one. I was like, I'm not gonna watch any of these other movies. And from what I hear, they're all terrible. But I got picked up Bumblebee, so I figured, well, I might as well watch these too. There's no code in here. So I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Let's see. This one is also one that just showed up. Mission Impossible. All 6 movies. So this should be a pretty good deal. I've seen the first 4. I think I've seen up to Rogue or Ghost Protocol. So I haven't seen Rogue Nation or The Fallout, which people say is really good. I started to see that in theaters, but I never got around to it. Okay, loose disc. It's only, oh, that's packed really, really poorly. 2 discs. Was that 2 and 3? Okay, the worst ones, well, the worst one, 3. Not a big loss of that one scratched. Okay. Gotta put these back in there. All right. Hopefully, I know the other ones are damaged. All right. So this has 3 codes. Oh, okay. There's a different code for each movie. So hopefully this will come through. Be safe. Flip it around. Gonna go over here. All right, that's kind of weird. All right. We have Independence Day, the 2-movie collection. I've seen parts of the second movie. It was on TV when I was like visiting family, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it. It didn't look that bad. I know people were very down on Independence Day 2. I didn't go watch it because Will Smith wasn't in it, so it's like, why are you making an Independence Day movie without Will Smith? Similar to Men in Black International. It's like, if you don't have Will Smith, why bother? But cheap, so now I have it. Just one code. All right. I actually want to see the first movie again. It's been a long time. I think I've seen it, parts of it on TV, but not the whole thing all the way through. All right, next, the Maze Runner trilogy. This was like really weird because I've never heard of the books, or at least I hadn't heard of the books. So I went and saw the first movie because it looked pretty interesting. I liked it a lot. It surprised me how good it was. In the second movie and third movie, there's some kind of zombie virus all of a sudden. I was like, what the hell? It's not. So, I mean, the movies are okay, but I was like, that's not what I came here for. I wanted mazes and puzzles, not, I don't know, plant people. Okay, and the last thing over here on this pile is some anime. This show, Grimgar, is pretty good, but it doesn't go anywhere. That's kind of the problem with the show. It's pretty slow paced, and it pretty much ends right before stuff starts getting good. So it never got a second season. So it's kind of like, but it's good enough to own. I'd recommend watching it if you don't need a lot of action. It's about a bunch of people that get trapped inside of a fantasy world, and like unlike most fantasy shows, they don't have superpowers. They're just regular people. So they have to pay rent and get a job and stuff. Next up, Detective Pikachu. Now this one is a movie. When this was announced, I was like, why are they doing this? Especially since they got Ryan Reynolds instead of Danny DeVito, who I believe voiced Pikachu on the video game version of this. So I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I mean, I owned Platinum, I think it's Silver, and I owned the Sapphire, but I never, loose disc warning, but I never played very many of them, so I'm not a big fan of Pokemon, but I like the Pokemon. Alright. Another movie, this one, Shazam. This is a movie I have no interest in. Like, I like the DC movies. I don't know if that's like illegal or anything like that. I like that they're different than what Marvel puts out. So when they started the trend of just trying to copy DC with Justice League, I kind of lost interest in the DC movies. But this was cheap, so I'll probably watch this and Aquaman. Even though I'm not really sure where these movies are going now. All right. A bunch of anime over here. This does not have a digital code, unfortunately. This is a pretty good show, at least half of it. Okay, The Hitman's Bodyguard. Now this movie came out a while ago, so there's a chance that some of these that the codes might not be good. I'm not sure how long they last. I imagine probably a couple of years to redeem. But this is a good movie. I saw this in theaters when it came out. I was pretty pleased. It's Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson, and Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, aka Deadpool. It's a pretty fun watch. I guess they didn't do it well enough for a sequel, or maybe they didn't care. But I'd recommend checking that out if you have any interest in either of those people. Like Selma Hayek's in it too, but she has more of a cameo. Now this one is kind of a weird get. Anna, because when I first saw like a trailer for this, I thought it was based on Tekken. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm there day one. And then I kept watching the trailer, like, I don't think that's based on Tekken. So I didn't go watch it. But then I noticed that it was made by Luc Besson, I think. Directed by Luc Besson, if I'm not mistaken. I can't see it on here, but I think so. This is the guy who did The Fifth Element and Leon the Professional and Valerian, all movies that I like a lot. So I figured it's cheap. Why not get it? Don't know if it's any good. Alright. Next is another female action movie. Now this one is one of those movies where, like, I'm kind of iffy on it. I'm not even sure if I actually want to watch it, but I cut it anyway. I've never seen The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the trilogy of movies. I think it's on Netflix, or it has been for a long time, and it's like one of those things where I kind of want to watch it, but I think it might be a little too hardcore for the kind of content that it is for me. So, but it's like one of those kind of movies. Like maybe one of these days I'll watch the whole thing, but probably never will. Okay, I thought the disc was loose for a second there. I guess it's kind of loose. Okay. All right. I have no idea if that movie's any good. I mean, whenever I remember watching the trailer, and it seemed kind of interesting. Then they had like her sister or someone who was like another agent like her at the end of the trailer. It's kind of like, Girl Glass Tour, no code for that. These are like Sentai works. They don't seem to have digital codes. I opened up a few of these, and they didn't have a code in them, so I don't think so. I mean, if they have a code, I can try and update the video later, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I think that's almost everything. Okay, so yeah, that's everything. Hope you enjoy the movies. I do have other digital codes that I've never redeemed. So if you're interested, let me know. I guess I can go look at my shelf and see.